But in the words of Mark DeRosa, these questions are unanswerable.
I don't like these questions. I honestly don't have the answers as we sit.
I heard the questions.
Okay, well, you're in for a doozy. So Godspeed. Up first, blank teams, Chris Young, from the National League East will reach the postseason. The Mets have a 2-game lead over the Phillies as it stands right now, and the Braves have won 12 of 18 since starting 5-13.
So you're essentially saying, are the Braves, I think it's going to be 2 teams that are going to make it from the NL East. And I'm thinking, are the Braves have a 6-game lead over the Giants right now? If they were in the same division, could they hold off? Could the Giants hold off the Braves?
That's different thinking than I thought you'd go.
Go ahead and lop off at the bottom.
I'm gonna go 2 out of the East.
So I can look at
I'm gonna go Mets and Phillies right now. The Braves, everybody assumes, we keep saying, oh, when Strider comes back and Acuna comes back, they'll be just fine. But I don't know if that's all it takes.
Tom, how many teams for you?
Yeah, I'm with CY. I'm going 2. I'm saying Mets, Phillies. I think the Braves they're playing uphill in a very tough league. It's hard to do for these next 4.5, 5 months. And I know everybody's loving on the National League West, and rightly so, but they haven't yet really played all their intramural games, like playing head-to-head against one another, right? That's going to catch up to them a little bit. Phillies, rock solid. I really don't worry about the Phillies, and I think the Mets are legit.
What does the resident of Sewanee, Georgia say?
I mean, I have to believe that Brian Snitker writes this ship.
So 3?
Acuna comes in, dominant. Strider, Sale, Schwellenbach. We clean up the bullpen a little bit.
And away we go. 3.
Yeah, 3 are getting.
Okay.
It's basically Braves versus Giants, though, as you look at it right now.
As of right now.
Right? And you'd lean San Francisco, but it's a long season.
No, we gave
and
love to Seattle earlier in the show.
Go out to dinner.
We gave love to Seattle earlier in the show. D-Rose said some people call him a Mariner. Not sure who those people are. And a team to beat Tom Verducci in the American League West is blank.
Right now, it's Seattle, and I would never have guessed that. For right now, I am. I still like Texas to win that division. But I'm going to look at Seattle. We know about their pitching. I never saw them as a top 5 offensive team, and that's what they are right now. So as we sit here today, I have to buy Mariner stock. Yeah.
They've won 18 of their last 24. See why you buying?
I'm going to go with the Rangers. I know where they're sitting in the division right now, but I trust Eovaldi, Malley, DeGrom as my 1, 2, and 3, one of the best pitching staffs in baseball. And it'll be hard for me to sit here in August or September and say I'm so surprised that Corey Seager and Marcus Semien and Adolis Garcia and Wyatt Langford and Josh Young, hey, those guys got it going. Surprise, surprise. So I still think the Rangers are the team to beat.
It should be the Rangers.
But by the way, the A's have won 10 of 15.
You know how I feel about the Athletics. They're 2 pitchers away from Mark Kotsay being a massive factor. But I'm gonna stay safe. Houston.
Okay.
I picked them at the beginning of the year. You got to prove to me you can beat them. Hunter Brown's as good as anybody. Still love Altuve. Jordan hasn't swung the bat at all.
They better get Jordan back quickly.
They got to get him right. You know he's going to go on a binge at some point. Absolutely. Cover up a lot.
You picked Houston in the West. I think we both picked the Yankees in the East. The Orioles will be blank come the trade deadline. They're in last place, D-Roll, in the East, 7 games back as it stands May, is it 8th?
They will be still searching for starting pitching come the trade deadline. And that is no offense to the guys they currently have and the guys that are on their IL. But as constructed with a young nucleus of position players, you need some stability and some guys that can.
But will they get them? Will they go out and get them?
They got to get Eflin healthy. They got to get Grayson Rodriguez, who we don't know at any point. They just don't have enough.
But will they go get them? When you say searching.
They should have done it last year.
We know.
We're well aware of that. So, they will be on my poop list come trade deadline.
They have a day game. We're probably all watching. What do you think?
Stagnant. I think they'll be stagnant. I think you're going to find yourself in a position to where you're so far out of it that you're still not going to give up your young. You're not going to trade Gunnar Henderson or Adley Rutschman or Jackson Holliday. The guys that you could trade are O'Hearn, who I think is free in 25, Cedric Mullins possibly, but you're not trading from your core and you're too far out of it. You've been hurt by injuries this year, and you're just going to have to stand pat and get to the offseason. And then you have to go and get yourself some starting pitching this offseason. You have to. So I'm saying stagnant right now.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. The word I thought about was kind of underwhelming, because that's what they've been at the deadline the last couple of years. You know, Eflin was a nice pickup last year, but the Rogers, Jimenez pickups, they had an underwhelming offseason. I don't think if you go out there and trade for Sandy Alcantara, this team's going to turn around. Look at that staff. I mean, just pure stuff. Break them down pure stuff-wise, it's not very good. I don't think it's going to improve. There are at least 3 teams better than them in that division. And I don't think they're one deal away from being competitive, but I also think it's their DNA not to be aggressive at the deadline. And I'm with you. They still believe in their core group of position players. And I think they tend to be conservative when it comes to making big moves.
From the AL East to the AL Central, 3 teams, Tom, last year made the postseason from this division. The most dangerous AL Central team is blank. Royals and Tigers have the 2 lowest ERAs in the American League.
We're all going to agree.
Is it Tigers?
Yeah.
Tigers. I remember talking to AJ Hinch in spring training, and he's like, I know we're going to pitch. I think it's the best pitching staff, top to bottom, in the American League.
In the American League.
And
with the Mariners fully healthy.
Even fully healthy. Just
Really?
the depth of it.
Okay.
1 through 13, and then beyond that, what's behind
Oh, I like that.
The Tigers
You see the edge.
And they're a great base running team as well. They're
They
not
are.
a fast team, but a great
I was thinking the
base
same
running
thing.
team.
They've
They
got
a good
energy
vibe
on the
there.
base.
They got edge. They got energy. They
Because
got
Skubal
what
in his glove like
Baltimore
this.
should have.
When Skubal does that,
They got what Baltimore should have. Period.
They have a
Biggest
bona fide
surprise team.
ace. They have comeback players playing. Like you have Javi Baez
North a little
playing
bit
Mike
farther.
Trout. Jackson
The
Jobe
Sacramento
able to stay in the 5 spot. He doesn't have to come and be something that he doesn't have to be forced into the spotlight. They have everything working on all sides.
when we pulled up to Tigers camp, whose car was that? The most ridiculous Phantom car you've ever.
You had Javi Baez.
Was it Javi Baez?
You had the nasty Lambo.
Unbelievable. My gosh. Mets player with the most, this is interesting, 2025 NL MVP votes will be blank. CY Pete Alonso hitting 328, Juan Soto heating up, and Francisco Lindor top 10.
Yeah, from the big 3, I'm going Pete Alonso. I think he is on a mission this year.
Ooh.
I think he's going to hit over 300, 40 homers, 140 stakes. No matter what Soto or Lindor do this year, I really feel like Pete Alonso is trying to prove to the world that he is the complete player.
It's hard to argue because this is his best year in terms of plate discipline. Bat speed is up, hard hit, everything's up for Pete. But I still have to go with a switch hitting shortstop who's going to go 30-30 again, never misses a day. Heart and soul of that team, leadoff guy. He's going to have a higher WAR at the end of the season. It typically is where you're going to get MVP votes. So I'll go Francisco Lindor.
And I'll go to you. I'm going so.
Wow.
Listen, my dad always said over the course of 162, the best are the best. You can get hot for a postseason run and make a name for yourself. And that's what I always tried to do. When the dust settles, he's going to have 38 jacks, an on-base percentage of over 400. He's going to he'll light the city on fire at some point in the summer. He's just getting loose for the postseason. Just get him in the postseason.
He's bored. Over
He's bored with
162.
the regulars.
The best are the best are the best. The Dodgers. The biggest obstacle keeping the Dodgers from winning the World Series is
Will be the Dodgers' health. Yeah, I know we always sit up here and Billy Ripken says, if you give me the field versus anybody, I'm taking the field. And he's usually not wrong. Except in this case, I think, like I said, over the course of 162, their depth will get them in. And if everyone's firing together at the right time, I don't know how they get beat.
I think my word is baseball. Like this is what makes baseball beautiful for me. So my word is the Dodgers. It's going to be baseball that gets in their way. As you're sitting home in the offseason, when you get these guys, you're assuming, oh, Dave Roberts is just going to be able to, just write the names in, throw them out there. They won't lose a game this year. And
doesn't work that way in this sport.
You're mixing and matching, and your bullpen is throwing the most innings, and you've gone through 11 starting pitchers, and you have Tommy Edman and Teoscar Hernandez hurt. People got to jump in and fill in. Baseball has a way of doing that to you season in, season out. It is never that easy throughout the season, so it's just clearly baseball for me.
I'll use the same word D-Row did, health. I mean, it's an older team with a lot of injury history. Last year, they used 17 starting pitchers, used 62 different players. We know all about their depth. It's crazy good. But when you have the right guys down or the wrong guys down, you're a different kind of team. So, we've already seen the starting pitchers get hurt. Listen, I'm with D-Row, though. I usually would always take the field. The Dodgers, when they're even mostly healthy, are the most talented team in baseball. They should win But again, we've seen a lot of injuries there, and there's more to come.
Those weren't unanswerable. You nailed it. Across the board. You don't like your picks. You want him back. Robert, how'd they do? Where are you?
He's not even.
He's gone?
He wasn't even
Got a call take us to break.
Where?
Yo, Dodgers Nation. Buckle up because there's a new trade proposal making waves that could shake up our infield big time. Imagine landing one of MLB's top young sluggers while also adding a veteran arm to our injury-riddled rotation. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, we're diving into this 4-player trade idea that just might bring a serious Max Muncy upgrade to LA. Is it the right move? Could it push us back to the World Series? Let's break it all down. I'm Chris, and this is latest Los Angeles Dodgers news. Hit that like button and make sure to subscribe because you won't want to miss a single update on this wild ride of a season. All right, let's get into it. So, here's the deal. Jim Riley from Ballcap Sports just dropped a trade proposal that has Dodgers fans buzzing, and not in the good way. The idea? We send Tony Gonsolin and 19-year-old outfield prospect Josue DePaula to the Orioles in exchange for 23-year-old third baseman Kobe Mayo and veteran starter Charlie Morton. Now, on the surface, this trade sounds interesting. Let's break it down piece by piece. First, let's talk about Max Muncy. The dude is slashing a brutal .177/.304/.274 in 135 at-bats this season. For $14.5 million, that's not the production we need from our starting third baseman. And with a club option looming for 2026, the clock is ticking. Kobe Mayo, on the other hand, is a top-ranked prospect who's absolutely mashing in AAA. He's got power, he's got a plus arm at third, and he's just 23. Imagine him stepping in from Muncy and locking down that hot corner for the foreseeable future. That's a move that could pay off big time. But it's not just about Mayo. The other part of this deal is Charlie Morton. Yeah, he's 39, and yeah, he's making $15 million. But with more than a dozen Dodgers pitchers currently on the IL, having a proven veteran arm like Morton could be a lifesaver down the stretch. He's not the Cy Young contender he once was, but he's still a solid back-end guy who could eat innings and keep us in games when our young arms need a breather. Now, let's talk about the cost. Tony Gonsolin is no throw-in. He's been one of our more reliable starters when healthy, and at just 30, he still has plenty of gas in the tank. Trading him for a rental like Morton might sting, but the real prize here is Mayo. Then there's Josue DePaula. The kid is 19, loaded with potential, and has shown flashes of serious upside in the minors. Are we really ready to give up that kind of prospect for a potential one-year rental? So, here's where I stand. Do I love the idea of getting Kobe Mayo? Absolutely. A power-hitting, young third baseman with a cannon for an arm? That's exactly what we need to start thinking about life after Muncy. But giving up Gonsolin and DePaula for an aging Morton? That's tough. Morton's got the experience, but how much can we realistically expect from him at 39? And is that worth losing Gonsolin, who could easily be a solid number 3 or 4 starter for us for years to come? I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Is this a win-now move that makes sense, or are we sacrificing too much long-term potential? Would you pull the trigger on this deal if you're Andrew Friedman? Drop your takes below. I'll be responding to as many as I can. If you love Dodgers content like this, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for all the latest trade rumors, game recaps, and more. And don't forget to smash that like button if you think Kobe Mayo could be the next big bad in LA. Until next time, stay blue, stay loud, and let's go Dodgers!